welcome to Jimmy D's RC, and thanks for stopping by. Today I thought I would do a couple of unboxing videos, so we'll split that into two. First one I've got here is the Eachine P-47. Now they call that the Razorback, but as you can see quite clearly there, it's got the bubble canopy, so it is not the Razorback P-47. But I had my eye on this one for a while, came up for sale on Banggood, and oh look, if you're pretty selective about when you make a purchase on Banggood, you can usually get a pretty good deal. I do find that Banggood takes a bit longer to get here than Aliexpress, but I got this for probably, let's see, about 60% of what they're usually selling it for. So usually they're selling it for about 150 or 160 Australian dollars, and I got this for about 105, so pretty good deal. So we can see it's packed. It's packed a little loosely. The cover there was just loosely put on, and then we've got the wing. But I mean, the stuff is so light that it's not likely to get damaged, and that's why I really like these models, especially for learners. They're so light that even when you crash them, I think the only time I've damaged one of these was the F4U Corsair, the little 400 mil. This is a 500 mil wing, so a bit bigger. The only time I've damaged one of these was when I accidentally flew it into the windsock at the field. And it did break the propeller, but the plane came out fine, replaced the propeller, and away we go again for another flight. So there we go, wing. The foam, you can see the texture of the foam significantly more than you would on something like a brand new FMS, a brand new Flightline, or a brand new E-Flight model. But that's to be expected. I mean, if they're selling it every now and again for 100 Australian dollars, you know, it's not costing them nearly that much to produce, probably about 20% that price. The quality kind of does reflect that, but they're flyable right out of the box for beginners, no problem at all. So there's the vertical fin and the rudder, as you can see. And then here we've got the supplied Mode 2 transmitter. So that would be throttle, and rudder, aileron, and elevator. And it looks like they've got some trim tabs on there. The switches are cheap plastic. It's typical of the Eachine remote. Let's compare it to the other one. Okay, typical of the Eachine remote. This one looks a bit more like a remote. It's got that carry handle there. The one that comes with the P-47 doesn't, but the switches and features all seem to be exactly the same. There are, for those thumb controllers out there, we've got some little spikes, raised spikes on the sticks for the P-47, and they're here as well. These ones feel like metal. The ones here are plastic. So the remote is cheaper. You don't get the same value remote that you do with the other models. Like the Mustang and the Trojan and the Corsair are all the 400 millimeter ones. Here's the box. Right? The Legend series, the 400s. The remote feels a bit better in the Legend series. The one with the P-47 doesn't feel as good straight out of the box. Who knows if it's going to perform the same, better, worse? No idea. We'll only find out when we fly them. But they're both 2.4 gigahertz digital radio control system. So perhaps you can use this remote to fly that plane. So whatever one you like, you can probably get away with. Again, gimbals don't feel great. Gimbals are, well, look, they're smooth enough, but they're cheaply done, and that's clear. So if you wanted to go the route of upgrading that remote, then you could go with something that can run OpenTX or EdgeTX, like the Radiomaster TX16S. And I've got my Warbird series, my Legend series, programmed into that TX16S, a much better remote all around. And then, you know, it's just like using one of your NX series, one of your Spectrum remotes or your Futaba. And you just program the models in and away you go. Life is so much easier. And then also the trims stay selected. So you can fly it like a real model. Much better, I find, with the Radiomaster. If you just want to go the cheap route and you're a beginner and you don't want to invest all that money into a remote, then at least you can fly straight away out of the box and then decide if it's for you. And if it's for you, maybe sell some of your other stuff and you can buy a more expensive remote. Let's continue with the unboxing and get this out of the way. Okay, So in here as well, we've got our horizontal stabilizer and our elevator. The hinges are just foam, so they'll need a bit of flexing, but they feel pretty solid. I don't think they're gonna rip off straight away. There we go, once the sound disappears. Okay, I think that was just the sticker that was making that noise. Oh, of course. Already hinged on the elevator, probably better, or already hinged on the ailerons. And the ailerons are a little bit more inboard than they would be on a proper P-47. The ailerons on a proper P-47 are about here. They've moved those inboard significantly closer. In fact, it looks like it's going to be right against the fuselage, which is the body of the airplane. So I don't know why they've done that, but clearly they feel it flies a bit better, maybe a bit more docile, because the P-47 had an incredible roll rate. Its roll rate was up there with the Focke-Wulf 190 in World War II. So, wow, look at that. Really nice paintwork on that. I can't complain with that paintwork at all. We can see in there, you've got your elevator and your rudder servo, and they are set up already, pre-set up, and I've got some stuff in there that's probably my batteries. This is one of the things when you have larger hands and you're working with these small models, I find getting dentist tools, whenever you're dealing with something hobby-wise, makes life so much easier. So I just have these forceps, these long forceps. I just got them off of eBay. Stainless steel dentist tools is what I searched up, and they're very good for situations like this when I want to reach in there and grab whatever they put in. One battery. Second battery. There should be a third. It's probably, you know what they usually do? They usually put it in the back of the remote. That's got a Phillips head screw in there, so I'll just grab the screwdriver. There's one right here, actually. It's probably too big. Yeah, it's a number 1 by the looks of it. But oh, my number 2 is working, is it? Yep, there it is. And there's your last battery. So for the remote, 4 AA cells to run your remote. Again, I'm not going to even bother using it. Maybe for the purpose of the review I could, but I'd rather just fly the thing, right? I'm not that in-depth like a lot of these other channels are. Let's have a go and have a crack. Get those out of the way. I find if I start leaving stuff around, oh boy, does it build up quick in my workshop. So we've got a canopy there, I've got a spare propeller, I've got the wheels, and looks like another micro screwdriver. Up here I've got, looks like a charging lead. Yep, so that's your typical USB Eachine charging lead. Again, I use a smart charger, so what I do is I usually cut that, find the positive and negative wire, and wire it up to work with, I wire it up to a Dean's, and it works with my smart charger. Much easier for me, much quicker, and you know, I keep all my chargers in one place, in which case, let's pop this over here. All right. Yeah, so that's what you get in the kit. Looks pretty good. Instruction booklet, instruction user manual. Okay, let's have a look at how that that canopy looks once it's on. The wire out of the way. That's for the battery. I'm guessing the battery compartment is up front. If you can see that. Okay, so that just clicks in. It's just like a little set of pincers, and looks like something goes in and just clicks. All right, I've got there's 2 things here. I wonder what this is for. I wonder if that's some type of bomb release. Oh no, that's my on-off switch. So I'm gonna have to read the instructions for the first time on an Eachine model and find out where they plug in, but there's just some boards up there that I'm sure they plug into. We'll just have a quick look at what it looks like when it's together. Keep these wires together. And up she goes, up the middle. There we go. Nice little model. By the looks of it, this looks like it's just held on with a couple of screws. Not going to be hard to do. That's really interesting. So that's going to go first, and then we're going to put the rudder on, and I'm sure that'll have to get screwed in. So if you don't screw it in, it's not going to stay, is it? Ah, look at that. Nice little bit of kit. Isn't that great? It looks like I've got a slot for my tail wheel here, right there, and I've got slots for my main gear right there. I think I'm again going to just go with it as a belly lander. I find they fly really nicely without an undercarriage in the sky, and I'm just landing it in the grass, and you know, I mean, with 20 odd, 30 odd flights on my Mustang, it still looks great. So I'm not worried at all about any damage, considering how light. Even this model is very, very light. Very interesting. Anyway, so there it is. There's the unboxing. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for stopping by. If you liked what you saw, please click the subscribe button. The channel's growing, and I can use all the help possible to make it grow a bit quicker. So, happy flying next time you're out there. All the best. Catch you next time.